This is a brand new 2018 Toyota Highlander hybrid with what Toyota calls an intelligent all-wheel drive system. Today in the Fast Lane car, we're going to put it through its paces to see just how intelligent it really is. In this video, we're going to really put the all-wheel drive system to the test. We're going to slip the front wheels, we're going to slip diagonal wheels, we're even going to slip three wheels to see how the all-wheel drive system and traction control copes to get us unstuck. Be sure to stay tuned. This one may be more interesting than you think. Four little letters down here, AWD stands for Intelligent All-Wheel Drive in Toyota Hybrid speak. And this Highlander hybrid actually uses a pretty technically advanced all-wheel drive system. Here's how it works. Up front here, you'll find a 3.5 liter V6 dual overhead cam, 24 valves, develops 231 horsepower and 215 pound-feet of torque. That's mated to a CVT transmission driving the front wheels. You'll also find a large motor generator that develops 167 horsepower and a whopping 247 pound-feet of torque that also drives the front wheels. Now what's interesting is there's no mechanical linkage between the front drive units and the rear axle. And that's because the entire rear wheel portion of this vehicle is driven by a smaller 68 horsepower electric motor. What this all delivers is a combined system output of 306 horsepower. Now when you're just cruising along on dry roads like today, the vehicle is going to operate as a front wheel drive hybrid, which means it's very efficient. However, when the front wheels start to slip in snow or mud or icy conditions, that's when the rear end kicks in and turns this into an all-wheel drive vehicle. The question is, how does it perform in the real world? Now let's start our first slip test. What I've done is backed the vehicle onto the rollers with the front wheels at a loss of traction. So what should happen here is the front wheels should spin just a little bit before the rear electric motor pulls us off these ramps. Let's see what really happens. Into drive, foot off the brake, front wheels are spinning, just a little bit of throttle, and we're down. Well, that took a lot more spinning than I thought it would take. The function of the all-wheel drive system in this hybrid is very similar to that of the Lexus RX 450h we reviewed a little while back. Be sure to check out that video at tflcar.com. And they both actually displayed pretty similar attributes. For example, when the front wheels were on the rollers, it took a considerable amount of spinning and throttle to get the rear wheels to pull us off. Now, when we tested this car's competitor, the Honda Pilot, with that direct link to the rear end, the vehicle had no problem pulling us off. Okay, first test, this is gonna be front wheels on the rollers. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this test in normal mode, traction control on, and then drive mode, it's just set to normal. So backing onto the rollers. Okay, so now I'm going to select neutral and let the vehicle settle into the rollers, which it has. Hit foot on the brake into drive, slowly release my foot off of the brake. You can see them spinning, and then just a little bit of power. And we're down. Now, according to Honda, sand mode is the most aggressive, kind of off-road mode, if you will. So it's going to play hard on the traction control and four-wheel drive system. Into drive, in sand mode, foot off the brake. Oh yeah, really easy in sand mode. So actually, if you had to ask me, I would say that the mode programming actually does do a difference, at least with the front wheel test. Now of course, this is a hybrid. The Pilot isn't offered in a hybrid. So that means that this vehicle gets very good gas mileage for its class. It'd be really interesting to check out a non-hybrid version and see how that performs. So our next test is called the diagonal slip test. I've put the left front and the rear right on a roller. So essentially opposite wheels are at a loss of traction. Let's see if the intelligent all-wheel drive system can distribute power where it needs to go to pull us off. Okay, into reverse. Into neutral. Let the vehicle settle. Seatbelt on, into drive, foot off the brake. Got some spinning, a little bit of throttle. Ooh, pulled us down very easily. Good result. Try it one more time, just to be sure. Into drive, foot off the brake. A little bit of throttle. Just as easy. Good result there. Into reverse. Into drive for the first of the diagonal tests. This is going to be in normal mode. So foot off the brake, a little bit of throttle. Wow, good result there. Mud mode, into drive, foot off the brake, a little bit of gas. Very smooth, no worries. One last test, sand mode. And right off. This generation of Highlander is now several years old. It was last refreshed in 2017. And this one is a limited all-wheel drive hybrid model that comes in at just under $50,000. This is our three-wheeled slip test. Only the right rear wheel has traction. The other three wheels are up on the rollers. So this is really going to be an ultimate test of this all-wheel drive system to see if it can send power to that one wheel that has traction to pull us off these rollers. It's going to be hard. Okay, three-wheeled slip test. Backing on right now. Whoa. Into drive. Okay, and then into neutral. Foot off the brake, a little bit of throttle. To the floor. Okay, so we're spinning pretty good, but nothing's happening. I'm gonna go ahead and turn traction control off, foot off the brake. Yeah, spinning faster, but we're not moving. Let me try turning it back on. We're stuck, guys. We are stuck. Okay, first test is in normal mode. Into drive, foot off the brake, gently apply some throttle. And we made it down very easily indeed. So the front wheels span, and it took a second before the rear wheels kicked in, but when they kicked in, it got us down nice and easily. Good result in normal mode. Okay, now into sand mode. Sand mode, stability reduced. Traction control off is what it's saying. Into drive, foot off the brake. Front wheels spin first, a little bit of throttle. Wow, that was a hard grip. But we're down. Nice work, pilot. So a somewhat disappointing result for the new Toyota Highlander Hybrid. With the front wheels on the rollers, it took a considerable amount of power and spinning before the rear wheels could engage and pull us free. In the three-wheel test, the vehicle got stuck completely, regardless of traction control on or off. That rear right wheel just couldn't pull us free. And be sure to check out our other videos at tflcar.com, where you can really compare this to some other crossovers and see just how the all-wheel drive system performs. Now, in the diagonal test, the Highlander Hybrid actually did perform well. It didn't take much spinning, and the traction control engaged quickly to pull us off with two wheels on the ground. Now, because this vehicle did not pass the three-wheeled slip test on a flat surface, it does not progress onto the more steeper and challenging hill, so we're going to have to end this video here. As always, my name is Tommy with the Fastlane Car. Be sure to go back to tflcar.com for the latest and greatest in all-wheel drive slip tests and Toyota Highlander reviews.